It's like, I want a woman who has set up her life so she will prioritize family and prioritize her children. It's like, oh, you're insecure. It's like, wait, what?
I know. I have a good friend who's a podcaster, and he's happily engaged now. He's found a lovely girl, but he would talk about his struggles in dating and looking for a wife. And he would say, I want to have a big family. I want to have a lot of kids. I want to provide really well for my family. I want to take care of my children and my wife. So I want a wife who's interested in raising our children. I don't want a woman who's going to have my children and then send them to some institution to be raised for, 8 or 9 hours out of the day so that she can go have a job. And there were people who would kind of criticize him for that. And I thought, now, what is wrong with a man wanting his children to be raised by their own mother? I mean, it seems like a bare minimum thing to ask for me. And I think it's totally reasonable for men to want a cooperative marriage rather than a competitive one where we're, jockeying for status or talking about, well, I took out the trash 2 times last week and you only took it out once. So this constant, you ever see this where couples will do this like tally keeping of who's doing what chores, and it has to be perfectly equal or the woman's going to have a meltdown. And it's like, I can just tell you from my own experience, life is so much nicer when like the roles are pretty clear. Everyone knows what's expected of them. Everyone can do what kind of comes naturally to them. And the cooperation is really nice. And you have a peaceful home. You have a peaceful marriage where you're free to be a feminine woman around your husband. Oh my gosh, it's such a load off your shoulders. And I've heard this from other women who have kind of chosen a similar life to what I have. They're like, man, it's really nice to not have this pressure of like, I have to be competing and making more money, and I have to be a boss girl, and I have to prove that I don't need my husband, that he's only here because I want him here, not because I need him here. It's like, it's just exhausting. Just when the man can be a man and the woman can be a woman, there is a certain magic that happens, and we've lost that magic in the modern world. And I think it's a major reason for the battle of the sexes and for, failure of marriage and for just people's general unhappiness. Life is pretty good when you cooperate. But I really want to just make choosing motherhood and choosing, peaceful, cooperative coexistence with men a viable option again. I want it to be like an acceptable choice to make. And I want women to have the full story. There's women that write me all the time and they're like, I had no idea about any of the stuff that's in your book. I couldn't believe it. I am shocked. I've gotten sad emails from ladies in their 60s who have, they message me and they say, I'm listening to your audiobook right now and I'm crying because I fell for all of this. I fell for it. And now I'm too old and I can't go back and change it. And I have huge regrets. Feminism is supposed to be about choice. Remember, it's supposed to be about giving women choices. So let's give them choices. Let's present the actual history. Let's present all of the facts and let them decide what they want to do. Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to force anyone back in time or into a kitchen. So that's all I'm trying to do.
It's make mothers and men cool again.
Yeah. Make motherhood great again for sure, and make masculinity great again. Yeah, I mean, it's not that complicated, and what I really want is just for women to be able to have that dream of motherhood that most of us have when we're little girls pushing a baby doll in a stroller before society beat that maternal drive out of us and told us that it was bad and unacceptable. I think that's a horrible thing to do to women. And so really, I care about women, I care about men, and I certainly care about children being raised in the best possible environments. So public schools, daycares, and single parent homes are not what the data shows to be best for kids.